Welcome to this comprehensive training session on SIRE 2.0, question 5.5.3, focused on company procedures for working at height. Our primary objective is to ensure that all work at height is conducted in a strictly controlled manner to mitigate risks to our workers. Working at height is defined as any work undertaken at or above a specified height where there is a risk of falling. The company operator must have developed safe working procedures that include the controls required for any planned work at height. Before any work is authorized, there must be a documented risk assessment or a permit to work consistently used by all crew members. These procedures must define the specific height at which these safety control measures must be implemented on board. Personal protective equipment such as lifelines, harnesses, and fall arresters is mandatory for all work undertaken at height. You must check your PPE and any specialist equipment before each use to verify it is in perfect working condition. Furthermore, the company requires periodic checks of all equipment, with records maintained for inventory and condition monitoring. Specialist equipment, such as bosun's chairs, stages, or portable scaffolding, must be used whenever the task requires it. A constant and appropriate level of supervision must be maintained for the entire duration of any work undertaken at height. Permits or risk assessments must be approved by the level of authority specified in our company safety procedures. Always consider if additional permits, such as hot work or enclosed space entry, are applicable to your specific task. During an inspection, the SIRE inspector will review our safe work procedures and check the last 2 months of records. They will verify that the work described in the permits actually reflects the circumstances and tasks found on board. Expect the inspector to interview you or your fellow ratings to verify your understanding of the company procedures. They will physically inspect a selection of PPE and equipment to ensure their condition matches our reported inspection records. A major ground for a negative observation is the complete absence of a company's safe working procedure for working at height. Failing to complete a permit or a risk assessment when the company procedure requires it will also lead to a negative finding. Negative observations often arise when records of periodic checks for PPE and specialist equipment are missing or outdated. If an officer or rating is unfamiliar with the safety procedures during an interview, it will be recorded as a deficiency. Poor condition of specialist equipment, even if records exist, is a significant safety hazard and a ground for observation. Industry guidance from the ISM code requires procedures, plans, and instructions for all key shipboard operations. The UK MCA Code of Safe Working Practices details permit systems and hazards that must be eliminated or controlled. To prepare, you must first cite and review the company's safe work procedure for working at height on your vessel. Review your recent permits and risk assessments to ensure they accurately reflect the circumstances found on board. Match your specialist PPE and equipment inventory with the periodic inspection checklist to verify all records are complete. Practice checking your equipment before each use. Don't wait for an inspection to find a fault in your harness or lifeline. Ratings should be interviewed by their officers to verify their understanding of the permit and risk assessment process. Expected evidence includes the company's safe work procedures and permits for the previous 2 months. Records of periodic checks and an accurate inventory of all specialist working at height equipment must also be ready. The inspector may conduct part of the review in the cargo control room or during an interview with the ratings. They will also visit exterior decks to inspect physical equipment and verify the level of supervision on site. Ensure that risk control measures are consistently used whenever any work is undertaken at height. No exceptions. Safety is a team effort. Effective procedures only work if we follow them consistently every single day. By verifying your equipment and maintaining accurate records, you ensure a smooth and safe SIRE 2.0 inspection. Remember, the safety of our personnel and our ship is our highest priority. Procedures are there to protect you. Stay prepared, stay safe, and lead by example in all working at height operations. We are ready for SIRE 2.0. For further guidance, consult the ISM code and the UK MCA Code of Safe Working Practices available on board. Thank you for your attention. Stay professional and stay safe at all times. End of training.